Marvelous Designer to Maya. Let's import the costume that was made in Marvelous Designer and bring it into Maya to simulate with Cloth. Then let's export the costume mesh from Marvelous Designer. I'll select the costume's pattern in 2D pattern panel, put 10 in particle distance in simulation property. Then I should get costume mesh in fine resolution. Select the pattern you want, next run export obj selected. So you can assign the directory you want to export your costume. In Export OBJ option panel, check on Single Object, Weld, and Thin. For unit scale, select centimeter, then hit OK. If you want to get the exact simulation result like the Coloss panel-based workflow, you must turn off Unified UV Coordinates checkbox before you export. With the same procedure, export other costume patterns. Cloth setting. To begin simulation with Cloth, let's import the costume that was made in Marvelous Designer. Import saved costume mesh in the project file. Select Top Cloth Mesh and click on Create Cloth to create costume mesh. With the same procedure, create wrist, trouser, ankle, and belt part of costume mesh. Select each cloth nodes, then in the channel box turn off Preserve Wrinkle in QL Converter. Then turn on Metric from UV. Lastly, adjust UMV scale value to 0.1. With that, you'll get exactly the same scale cloth that you worked in Marvelous Designer. So, you get the same simulation result that you got with Cloth pattern curve. If you want to simulate 3D mesh like end cloth, keep preserve wrinkles in default as you simulate. Select top cloth wrist parts costume mesh. Then click on Well Proximate Vertices command to make a seam like a real cloth. Put 0.1 in proximity threshold. Then click on Weld and close the window. With the same procedure, keep seaming the trouser and calf parts of costume mesh. Select Spring Group Spring and put 10,000 for stretch stiffness and compression stiffness value in the channel box, so the spring doesn't stretch in the fast movement. Select Costume Mesh and Character in order, then apply Create Collider. If Unhide Collider Offset Mesh doesn't penetrate the costume, then turn it back to Hide. Select the belt's vertices and the character in order, then click on Attach Constraint, so the belt doesn't fall down and follow character's skin weight. With the same procedure, attach character's wrist and the ankle parts as well. Select the neck and the top cloth vertices. Apply Attach Constraint. Turn on Soft and type in 0.6 for stiffness. Put 0.4 for damping, so the cloth isn't detached and it moves softly. Now we have completely set up the costume to begin the simulation. Cloth simulation. Let's set up the cloth simulation. First, we'll begin setting up the solver. Adjust solver's frame sample to 7, so you get better and precise simulation result. Put 1.2 for length scale, so the cloth moves more naturally. Then the cloth bends and shears more, so it gets more wrinkle and detail. Set CG accuracy to 9, so you have costume that is slightly stiff like the warrior's uniform. Turn on self collision to active in collision attributes. Now, let's set up each cloth material property for natural cloth simulation. Select the top cloth and the trousers nodes. Put 110 for stretch resistance in its channel box, so it'll be less stretched. Put 0.02 for stretch damp, so we can slow down the speed of cloth stretching rate. Put 0.22 for bend resistance, so the cloth gets less band and wide wrinkle. Put 0.02 for band temp, so we can slow down cloth's banding speed. We can put more details on stiffed cloth with thickness. To get the uniform's feeling that doesn't recover from its actual shape, put 20 in band yield, so it can maintain current wrinkles and folds. Put 0.4 for band plasticity, so it gives more strength value of wrinkles and stiffness. Now you should have the cloth that moves with stiff filling. Assign save directory and name cache files in cache attributes for the top cloth and the trouser. Select the belt and put 1 in shear and band resistance value so it either bends or shears less. Type in cache's name and assign its saving directory. Name cache files and assign cache's save directory in the costume's cache attributes. When you're done with setting the simulation, hit the play button and begin simulation.